All right, hello, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
That's like, that was like if you were cold. You like jumped in a that you know what? No. You know what it was like? It's like when you're taking a deuce and that water splashes back on you on your butt. And you're like
Cold water.
Yeah.
Cold water on the butthole.
Oh God, it's terrible.
All right, I am Kenny, and this is my co-host, Alex.
Well, hello everybody.
You already made your presence well.
Yeah, I started drinking a little earlier today.
Yeah, you didn't even wait for the line. If you didn't turn us off already, we have a good show for you to all lined up. Actually, this one. So our title of our show is called Danny's Very Big Fix. Give me an episode of that.
I'm guessing like it could be like Danny broke Uncle Jesse's motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I gotta fix this. Like it's a huge fix.
I was thinking more like the drugs. You get
Oh
your fix.
yeah. So you're thinking Danny's
Danny's
walking
a
around
druggie.
San Francisco, which wouldn't take him long to find drugs.
Right,
I'm guessing
yeah.
in San Francisco, and
He's cracked out of his mind, and he needs a very big fix.
you just see him.
But he's like a coke all on his.
You think he would be like, I could clean just for a bump. I'll clean the whole house.
Yes.
That's why. Think about it. Think about this for a second. Danny, he can clean that whole fucking house so quick because he's on drugs.
Exactly. Yes. Danny's very big fix.
Danny's very big fix.
All right. So
He scored huge. Got a huge fix.
this episode we're going to be reviewing Full House and Family Matters, of course, with some trivia. What's on the mind of Alex? Alex's
bedtime story. It's gonna snooze you to sleep. Wait, what is it? Soothe.
Yeah.
Soothe.
And also we're going to give you another Where Are They Now segment. But before we get into this episode, and before you crack open another beer, I guess,
Almost there.
I got a couple of things to catch you up on. First thing, 2 episodes ago,
Okay.
we talked about old Steph Curry.
We did, but I would love.
I just mentioned him.
Yeah.
And I said he probably wasn't even born during this episode. And you said, I bet he was. You said, I bet he's around our age.
Yeah. He's 33.
Let me give you this. So you said he was born before the Full House episode would have aired.
Okay.
That was what you said.
Yeah.
We have it on. We have it recorded.
Fine.
I disagreed. And to set the record straight, Steph Curry was born March 14th, 1988. That episode of Full House aired 40 days before he was born.
Damn it!
On January 29th,
Are you kidding me?
Yes. So I win by 40 days.
This is why.
This is why you drink.
This is why I drink.
Oh.
You got 40 days.
Yep.
You're kidding me.
40 days?
Whatever.
I win. Also, we talked about how many times Uncle Jesse has been a potty mouth.
Yes.
And I said, I think it was 6. And you said more.
I believe it was like 12.
Yeah. So the count that I have, now I could be wrong. Jesse has said hell 6 times.
Okay.
He said heck 1 time.
Okay.
He said
It's like a half.
Yeah. He said
like a half
He
a
said
point.
you were born to raise heck.
Okay.
So you know what he meant.
Yeah, why did he just say hell?
Yeah, exactly. So then Stephanie said hell once because of hell freezing over, and it was Irene.
So if you put those two together, it's a point.
Right, that's so say 7.
7.
Danny said hell once
So 8.
because he said,
He did.
I don't know what the hell you've been eating to Joey. And then one time Jesse said damn.
So we're at 9.
That's 9. That's it. That's all we got. 9. So
Wow.
that's
Nobody likes to crap or anything? Was that just
No,
a
I don't
bad
think so.
term? Was that worse than hell?
I don't know. I guess.
I mean, real quick, did you know, like, when I was a kid, my mom didn't like the word crap?
Mine either.
My mom said, you shit instead.
My mom did too.
What the hell are we talking
Both
about here?
said that. That's funny.
What?
Yeah, she's like, I would rather you just say shit instead of crap. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
But you know what? Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, like, crap does kind of sound like
Doesn't
crap.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just say, shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's a exclamation point right there, right?
Yeah.
Shit. And then, like, crap. It's whinier. Crap is whinier. It's to the point. Shit. I messed up. Where it's like, crap. So maybe that's crap. Yeah. Wow, both are. I didn't even realize. Oh, well, to bring that up at the next holiday.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say crap the whole night.
Just piss them all off.
Crap, crap. Crap, crap. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
All right. So with all that and more said, it's time to crack open a beer. And let's get into this because it is TGIF. All right. So per usual, I'm going to just make us start out with something. I'm not.
Yeah. What are we going to start off with?
We're going to start.
We should
out...
have a wheel.
Oh, that would be fun.
Someday. I'll make one.
Tick, 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 tick.
I'm going to buy a wheel.
Wait, would it just have two options? And you just spin it.
Or a mystery one.
And we have to do a review of a random
TV.
No, that'd be a
just
lot
like a
harder
10-minute one. Oh, crap. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. Still can't make it. Forgot to do that earlier.
We forgot to do it last week, too.
Dang, if I could only make it in that basket once.
And you yelled, oh, crap, when you missed.
All right,
we're starting with Family Matters.
Yes, this is a great episode,
This
Kenny.
is a great episode.
You know why it's a great episode, though? Because, finally, here we go. Here we go.
What?
The Urk Man.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Finally.
Oh, yeah, this is the bigger breakout episode for
Absolutely.
The Urkmeister.
The Urkinator.
The Urkel Jerk.
The Urkel Jerkle.
All right, season 1, episode 17, The Big Fix. This also could just be a totally different episode, but the date on this was February 9th, 1990.
1990, okay.
And the IMDb rating 7.3.
So it went up.
It did.
Oh,
it
good.
Did.
Yeah,
This is one of their best. The cold open. We're just gonna jump into cold open. Eddie, Laura, and Judy are playing a Nintendo game.
A forgotten child.
And did you notice? So they're playing a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
They're totally using like joystick things.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, say more. Say more.
I just didn't think it went with the Nintendo.
Those did.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. I actually had one. But I don't remember ever playing, like, using it for the console.
Really?
Yeah.
You just had one?
I had one.
So Judy isn't actually playing. She's watching. Eddie and Laura are playing. Yeah. And,
why even have her there?
Eddie slaughters Laura again, 3-2.
Oh, and slaughters. I wonder what game this is.
I know.
Oh, okay.
And they're playing Fortnite. So then Judy complains about, when's it my turn?
I get to play.
And they do some stupid, like, we're doing 170 to,
yeah, it was actually
best out
of 100.
What did they say, best out of 100?
Yeah.
I don't think they did. I think you're wrong.
I think I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong.
All right. So now the grown-ups come in and they're disgusted that the kids are playing video games.
Oh, yeah.
They tell them it's time for bed and video games are a waste of time.
Right.
And by the way, we all know where this is going, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those where right when the grown-ups come in and send them to bed, I'm like, oh, yeah. I wonder how this is going to end up.
This is like your daily life right here, right?
Yeah. They say, read a book. It'll improve your mind. And the kids start walking upstairs grumbling. And like the minute they're gone, Carl says, good. I thought they'd never leave. And he grabs the controller and Rachel and Harriet.
No, real quick though. Why does everybody say like reading a book's going to improve my mind? What? It's just going to improve my vocabulary, right?
Well, it depends on what you're reading. Yeah,
Why is that really going to improve my mind? I might as well just like watch TV. It's the same thing. Watching a show, reading a book, like
they do different things to your left and right brain, whatever.
Mine both seem great, Kenny.
I don't know.
Go on.
Let's move on.
Go on. Grab a beer.
All right. So we begin the actual episode. It's nighttime in the Winslow kitchen. Have you noticed in these episodes, it always like pans out? You know how they pan out on both Full House and Family Matters? It shows like the whole house. Yeah, I've noticed the Winslows. It's like always nighttime.
Right.
And Full House, it's like never nighttime.
It's always daytime.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know.
That is
Winslows
weird.
are like night owls.
Or like even like in the opening credits, it seems like it's like more like 5 o'clock-ish in those opening credits.
Yeah, evening. It's always evening at the Winslows. And it's always, who knows what. Kids going to sleepovers in the morning at the Tanners.
Well, do you think it's because like Family Matters is like, well, this is like a nighttime show.
Yeah, there could be.
And Full House is like, I don't know what the hell we're doing.
Family Matters had their shit together, and Full House didn't. All right, so we begin in the Winslow kitchen with Carl at the table, going over some algebra with Eddie. And either Eddie is dumb or Carl's a bad teacher, one or the other, because he's not getting it. Now Carl gets distracted by something being wrong with his chair. Because he goes over some stuff, and then he's like, what is wrong with this chair? I'm sensing a secondary story going on here in the episode. In comes Harriet and Laura. Laura is saying she's behind in history and needs to pull an all-nighter. And so first of all, then Harriet says, as long as you're in bed by 10, like you can pull an all-nighter as long as you're in bed by 10. That's stupid. But if you remember a couple episodes ago with the report card lady.
Yeah.
Laura's troublesome class that she got a B in was history.
Was it really?
She's still struggling on history.
Wow.
So
really, history?
Yeah. You would think she'd be all right with it. I don't know.
It was great at
Were
history.
You? For some reason, I just don't believe you, but I do at the same time.
Maybe this will be what's on the mind of Alex. I'll tell you.
Maybe.
Tell you about my history.
Okay.
Time.
All right. You've got to remember that, though.
Yeah, I'll remember.
Okay. So Carl tells Harriet the chair he's sitting in is wobbly.
Oh, God.
And she says, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Just take it into the shop and get it fixed. Several things. She isn't totally off base for not wanting him to fix his chair himself. Yeah. Because, as we saw, previous episode, the bathroom fix didn't go well.
He's not a good fixer.
No, he's not. He's not
a good handyman.
Yeah, he's not handy.
But keep going on with this a little bit because
the next thing. Yeah. But the next thing that I'm questioning is, she says, "Take it into the shop and get it fixed." Did you see the shitty chairs they're sitting in?
Yeah, I mean,
they're not like. It's not like a nice chair. It's a shitty chair. Would you really take that into the shop to fix it from being wobbly? You tighten some damn screws. That's all you got to do.
Well, it was the feet, right?
Yeah. So
you could just get like you could get a pad and fix it.
Yeah, level it out.
But this part, honestly, has been an ongoing thing in my life.
Oh,
it really has.
A wobbly chair.
So I still have I have a very old set. It's like, I would say from the 70s. I really like it. They're like, you remember like egg-shaped chairs?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not really egg-shaped chairs, but it's like, it's like that. They have like leather padding on the back.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But like, they're breaking down.
Yeah.
Like the welds aren't the best anymore. I mean, they've been around for a long time.
Getting old. Everything's
kind of getting rickety. And I just keep fixing it. Megan's like, I think it's time for a new table set.
Right.
I'm like, there's no way in hell. I will never get a new table set. So I'm like, I just keep fixing it myself.
Yeah.
And they work for a couple weeks until something else breaks on it. So yeah, I feel Carl here.
You feel for him. Okay. So, but but that's different. Your wife wants a new table set.
Right.
Harriet wants him to take it somewhere to get it like professionally fixed.
I mean, I'm at that point though where I'm not, I've now given up. Where like now I'm trying to look for a professional kitchen set, dining set, fixer upper.
So if you're listening and
if you know somebody, let me know.
All right. So Harriet, I'm moving on. Harriet shows no confidence in Carl. Still, obviously,
I wouldn't either.
Right. So then, after Carl and Harriet go out of the room, like bickering about this chair, Eddie tells Laura if he doesn't get at least a C on his midterm, he's going to flunk algebra. And there was a whole thing with like, Carl's all proud of Eddie for being so smart, and Eddie like plays it up like he understood what Carl was teaching him, but I don't think he did, because now he's like, shit, I'm going to do really, or crap, I'm going to do really bad on algebra. So Laura says, I thought Dad was a math whiz. And Eddie says, he is, but I'm the one taking the test. So now, now the real reason he cares is if he flunks, he can't go to the Prince concert. Give us a Prince song.
Purple rain, purple rain.
I didn't think you were going to go with Purple Rain.
Oh, you thought I was going to go with When Doves
Oh, no. I thought you were going to go
Strawberry Delight.
No, not Raspberry Beret. Well, now I see why you didn't jump to that one.
What was the car one? Do you remember the car? You don't.
Little red Corvette.
Is
he
that
likes
it?
his red stuff. Red Corvette, Raspberry Beret.
But he does like his Purple Rain.
He sees all colors.
Absolutely.
All right, so he wants to go to the Prince concert, but he can't if he flunks his test.
Why? Who says? I didn't hear.
Apparently he just knows.
I didn't hear.
He knows it's on the table, apparently.
If he does, he has Prince tickets.
Yeah.
If he doesn't pass
this
test, just a
done.
Fucking test?
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't pass the test, he flunks algebra, is what it sounded like. So maybe there was a thing when he... I'm filling in the gaps for these guys.
Okay.
Before this episode started, he had wanted to buy these tickets, and they said, you can buy them, but if you flunk algebra, if you flunk any of your classes, you ain't going to this concert. Oh. So buy the tickets if you want, but you better keep your grades up.
And how old is Eddie at this time?
15.
Okay, wow. Well, so that's pretty cool that your parents are letting you go at 15 to a Prince concert. Oh.
Laura says only one person can help you now. Steve Urkel. Eddie says, Urkel, I'd rather eat worms. And Laura says, he can teach you to do that too. Now we go to a new scene, maybe a new day. Mother Winslow, woo! Rachel and Judy are in the kitchen.
Forgotten child.
She ain't forgotten this episode.
Yeah.
So they're in the kitchen. They're doing a little artwork. They don't really explain it, I don't think, but they're doing some artwork. Maybe later they say it, or maybe later I'll say it. It's for Judy's class. It took me.
Judy just has to do art.
Yeah. So Judy is painting on a canvas. Yep. Mother Winslow looks to be painting a horse and a wagon thing.
Yep.
Horse and buggy.
Buggy.
And Rachel is building something with popsicle sticks.
I can't wait.
Yes. So Mother Winslow says, Rachel, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but that log cabin is pitiful.
It looked like shit.
It did.
Rachel, read about it. You read all the time.
Right. And she hasn't, so she's been everything under the sun, except she hasn't done anything artsy.
She put them like, they're all the flat way.
Yeah.
Like, where the hell did she get all those popsicle sticks?
Carl.
So, my goodness. I mean, that you have to have like, if you're going to make a log cabin, you're at least going to have like 2,000 popsicle sticks.
Right. Yeah, you got to have more than, you got to have a lot.
Can you buy popsicle sticks? Just to stick somewhere?
Probably now. I'd go on Amazon, but then no, there's
You
no
think
way.
so? I'm gonna buy a bunch.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm just gonna buy a bunch.
Should have been doing that this whole time. You will build a log cabin.
Maybe next week I'm gonna build a log cabin while you talk about it.
All right. So then Rachel blames her sugar rush. Oh, there we go. Rachel blames her sugar rush from eating all the popsicles.
Oh,
I forgot about
okay. Wow. Holy cow.
Well,
She definitely didn't get any weight.
You're right.
I'm looking at her.
She lost all that weight right after with a little workout. Woo! Woo! Judy tells Rachel to hurry up, and then Mother Winslow says, "It took the pioneers less time to build the real thing."
So we're cheating for Judy in school.
Yeah, but Eddie's on his own.
For algebra. If he fails, he can't go to. Okay.
Yep. But Judy gets everyone doing her work, even if it's shitty. They just do it anyways. So now Urkel enters the room.
Woo!
Hi, everybody. I just love the.
You got to get this going because this is
the episode. Rachel says, "Has it ever occurred to you that when a door is closed, it means we might be trying to keep unwanted people out?"
Jeez.
And Urkel says, "I'd better lock it then."
Wait, did they invite him over? They obviously invited him over.
Well, because then he locks it. And then Mother Winslow says he's such a thoughtful child. Such a thoughtful child.
She wanted him.
Yeah. And apparently, Eddie called Urkel to come over. See, he should have said, "I'm not unwanted. I was invited over."
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Apparently, Eddie called Urkel to come over, and everyone's surprised. And Urkel says, "It surprised me, too. I almost stepped on my tarantula." This tarantula is like roaming around. Jesus. Urkel tells everyone their art looks great and then says, "Except for the log cabin. Judy, why don't you let Rachel take a shot at it?" Which is still good. It's sitting right in front of Rachel, too. So Urkel goes into the living room to Eddie to see what he wanted. Eddie tells Steve he is desperate for his help in algebra. So there's some talk, and then after Eddie talks about how good of seats he has for a Prince concert, and Urkel says he'll get sweat on him. The seats are so good, he might get sweated on. Eddie tells
Prince
Urkel,
sweat that much?
Right? Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
See those moves?
Yeah, that is true.
And Eddie tells Urkel he'll give him anything he wants if he'll just tutor him, because he needs to go to this concert. Urkel thinks for a minute and says, maybe they can work something out.
Eddie, I think we can work something out.
Now Urkel gets out his own standardized math exam kit. Now tell me, he didn't know why he was coming over, but he carries that.
Wow, that's good, Kenny. That's a good find.
So he takes it out just to see how much help Eddie actually needs. And the first question is, what do you get when you multiply a negative with a negative? And Eddie doesn't know. He's confused. So Urkel's like, oh. So next question, 3 times x is 6. What is x?
That's algebra?
Yeah. Wait, yeah, x's are involved. Letters are involved in algebra. That's when you combine English with math, apparently.
Wait, I swear I took algebra in high school.
You don't remember letters involved?
I took pre-algebra.
Oh.
There was no letters.
Yeah,
I never did anything with letters.
You did too. You had to.
Where? Okay, go on.
All right. So then Eddie
I'm feeling
says,
for Eddie right now.
Eddie says it's either a number or a letter.
Yeah.
And Urkel's like, whoa. And Eddie's so bad he didn't even make it on the chart on the standardized.
I don't think I would have either.
I don't think you would have either.
Wait, 3 times 7? 3x times 7, right?
3 times x is 6. So 3 times what equals 6 is the question.
3 times what? Oh, 3.
No.
No, that's 9.
Yeah, there you go.
2.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Hell
it.
yeah.
We got it.
Screw you, Eddie.
Yeah. put one on the board for Alex.
Woo!
Alex over Eddie. It's a new thing to keep track of. So Eddie says, just tutor me. I'll give you anything you want. Urkel tells him he will just owe him a favor.
Oh.
In the meantime, Urkel is going to take the Prince tickets as collateral.
Oh, that's smart.
That is smart on Urkel's part.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if I'd give them up.
No, I don't think so either.
Because he already might not have them. If at least he would have them if he flunked, he'd have them
Then he can
to
sneak
sell
out.
them.
Him and
Him
and Rodney could sneak out.
Okay, our minds are going different places.
Oh, okay.
Mine's get the money at least. Yours is going against your parents. Okay,
Yeah.
well, all right. So new scene. It's again nighttime in the kitchen.
Yep.
The entire family is sitting around as Carl proposes a toast to the kids for doing great on their midterms.
Absolutely.
So I guess the wagon, log cabin, and painting were actually for Judy's class. The teacher loved the wagon, and something about Judy burned the log cabin and treated it like it was an Indian attack.
What? Oh boy!
Because it was so bad that they just had to make some shit up to salvage it. But, so Carl's been standing this entire time.
Yeah.
And now they are asking how his chair is coming along. He says, great. I should be sitting by breakfast.
Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe he's gluing some things and
Yeah.
gotta let it dry, Kenny.
It's true, but I don't know. Now Urkel comes charging in, and he's like, he just charges in, and then he's sniffing about, like, I just thought, all I could think was such great acting by Jaleel on this. Like, I just, because I was just so confused. This nerdy kid just busts in and starts sniffing, and I thought it was going to be like a quirky thing, but it goes on to some more stuff. But he says, hi to everyone, and hi, Laura, my sweet. He sees they're eating steak and asks if they've ever been to the slaughterhouse. 1 minute, moo. The next, rump roast.
Oh my God.
And he says it right next to Carl standing, and Carl like is disgusted and like puts his crap down. Then Urkel asks to speak with Eddie private. So they didn't actually really say why he came in sniffing, but they had they had their steaks. So like that's probably why. But I just thought it was funny. Like did he smell it from outside and like that brought him over, or I don't know.
Well, it was probably like he needed to go talk to Eddie, and he walked in. He's like,
yeah, right. Just a quirky nerd.
yeah.
So Urkel asks to speak with Eddie privately. They go off to the living room, and Eddie tells him he got a B in algebra.
All right.
That's better. That's better than flunking.
Yeah.
I mean, like
That's good.
that's
What?
way better than flunking.
Urkel did good.
He did. And Urkel says that's great, and says for his payment, he wants a date with Laura this Friday night.
Oh,
I don't know what day it is of the week.
I would think
you got
day of the eating. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Think about this for a second, Kenny. So they got their midterms. What day do you usually get your midterm?
You usually get it like by the end of the week.
Friday.
Right. Yeah. So,
Usually,
okay.
you eating steak on a Wednesday?
What does it have to be a weekend that you're eating steak?
I mean, usually a nice steak, I always figure you wait for the weekend or like a day off, you know?
Maybe.
You're grilling on the... You're too busy during the weekdays to make a steak.
Cop. Does he work?
Oh, maybe he's working on the weekends.
Yeah, he might work. His schedule might be a little different.
All right.
So
But he's not making the steaks. He never cooks.
Grilling. You're grilling.
Okay.
Grilling out.
If you think
Steaks
Carl's
in
grilling.
early February in Chicago.
Chicago. Okay. On a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and he didn't say. He said this Friday night. That's not tomorrow night.
Yeah.
That's this Friday. You know, you got to think.
So it's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe they got a Monday.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It's up for debate.
Yeah. I always thought it was a Friday again.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie looks all worried as it like goes to a commercial break. We return, and it's Eddie and Laura in the living room, with Eddie saying to Laura, Urkel is a really great guy when you get to know him. Like, he's already trying to butter up Urkel here. And he says, Laura and Urkel actually have a lot in common. And I don't remember what she says, but she says something like, if that's the case, I'm worse off than I thought. And he ends up telling her he promised Urkel a date with Laura. She stands up with her hands on her hips and says, are you out of your mind?
I'm with her.
Right, me too. Laura storms upstairs as Eddie chases after her. And we move over to the kitchen with the ladies setting the table.
Is Urkel still in the house?
No, Urkel's gone. This is like new scene, new day.
Okay. New day, okay.
So probably Thursday, I guess, at this point, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, as it's going, yes.
We'll see. Maybe we can figure out what day that was and as we move closer. But move over to the kitchen. Carl storms in with the chair saying it is fixed.
Absolutely.
He says he took the chair apart and re-glued every joint.
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
Every joint. I mean, those were the ones with like the backs too. Like,
Yeah.
Did he literally take this thing down to the
I'm
bare
trying to think,
bones?
how many chairs were there? Was there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
I think there's. I want to say there's.
No,
6.
there's a bench.
there's.
Isn't there a bench? On the back half is a bench.
Oh, I don't think so.
No? Do you think they're all chairs?
I honestly think there's 3, and 1 on each end. I think there's 8 chairs.
So 8 chairs total. How many people are in the house?
Oh God, you're doing too much math for somebody
got
who doesn't want to talk about math.
Laura, Eddie, Mrs. Winslow,
Rachel,
Carl, Mama Winslow,
and Judy. You forgot the forgotten child.
So there's 7.
That's 7 people, and then and little Richie is also right. He's got his thing.
So 7.
7 grown-ups.
So
Yeah.
if it was me, I would just push that chair to the side and not use it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I would.
Yeah,
I agree.
sorry, I was trying to do the math there.
Yeah. So, but re-glued every joint. Jesus.
Ridiculous.
He sits on it to show it off, and it completely collapses, like in the back. And it falls, and they all laugh at it. Like, come on, man.
He's tried his best.
I can't even imagine what would happen if I did that. Like, my kids get nervous when I try and fix stuff because they know. And my son's even said, "Ooh, I get to learn a new word." Because if that thing fell after I fixed it, I'd be like, "There's fucking." Yeah, I'm so pissed.
I'm the same way though. Yep.
Yeah. And now Laura emerges and asks if any of them ever went out with someone just because they felt bad for them.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Harriet says, sure. How do you think I met your dad?
Jeez. Wait, right in front of Carl?
I think he's still in the room.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Mother Winslow and Rachel share a couple stories. It's just something to show Rachel's sassy whatever thing. Mother Winslow said something funny, but I'm not going to go. So Carl is there because he asks who the loser in her life is. And she doesn't want to name him.
Hey, middle school daughter. Who's that loser in your life right now?
And she just describes him as a world-class nerd with no redeeming qualities. And Harriet says, it sounds like Steve Urkel. And they all kind of laugh and like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And Laura confirms that it is. And Carl says, that's not a mercy date. That'd be a Lord have mercy date. Now Mother Winslow gets like pissed. Mother Winslow loves Urkel. And she says to Laura, a mercy date? Steve is a fine young man. If I were a few years younger, I'd give you a run for your money.
A few years younger.
Quite a few years younger. And Laura says some stupid want a head start.
It's just something dumb.
Yeah. Then on new scene, we're in the living room. Eddie is pacing, and Urkel comes in the front door asking when he should pick up Laura. And Eddie explains that Laura said no. Now Urkel starts talking about who he's going to invite with him to the Prince concert. This is horrible. Like, this is...
That's blackmail? Right?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, you basically stole the Prince tickets. I don't know. It just seems...
Doesn't seem right.
No. But he says, one of my friends from the chess club, or Dr. Wu, my allergist.
Or, I mean, he could take Laura, and she would go then.
That's true.
Huh?
That would have been a good one. Maybe that happens. No, it
We
doesn't.
don't. Oh.
But I'll spoil it now. That's not where this goes. Although that would have been awesome. That's actually really good. Laura comes downstairs, and although hesitant, she tells Urkel she will go on the date with him Friday night.
All right.
Again, she doesn't say tomorrow night.
So this must be Wednesday.
They were having a Monday steak dinner.
You said Thursday, so I'm thinking it's either Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday.
She quickly tells Steve the ground rules, though. 1, this is a non-date. 2, no one will ever find out about this non-date.
Oh, right.
And 3, if he touches her at any time, the non-date is over. And he said, what if you trip or something? And she says, just let me fall. And he's so mean to the poor guy. She then hands him like this huge contract for their non-date, which is like tons of papers, and he drops them and like gets on the floor to sign them all. Back in the kitchen, Carl's still fixing the chair. There's a couple jokes about him fixing the chair.
Of course.
Yeah. They got to make him feel like a little man.
Like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Then Laura enters in a black coat, like, over her whole body.
Yeah, she looks like she's ready for, like, an exorcist or something. Or I don't know, maybe like a cult meeting.
Yeah. And as Carl puts it, she's looking like the Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. Yeah.
Which Phantom of the Opera? I just musicals.
I know
like Wicked, Phantom of the Opera. The music in Phantom of the Opera is very good. I don't care for the actual movie. What were your thoughts on it?
Never. I don't even know what the Phantom of the Opera is.
So good. It's so good. Come on.
They wear black cloths like that?
He wears a mask over his face, so you can't see the hideousness of his face.
But he does wear black cloth?
Yeah, he's got a big old black
coat
too, and he's a phantom. He's a creeper around the opera.
Okay, so he's saying his daughter's a creeper now. Okay,
Kinda. Now in comes Urkel in a nice suit. He looks nice. He has candies and flowers for Laura, and he goes to hand her the flowers. He goes to hand her the flowers and drops the chocolates. Then goes to pick up the chocolates and drops the flowers. Then steps in the chocolates and gets nougat on his shoes. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. If you have time on your hands, I know we say at the end, if you have a Hulu account, you can watch these shows. 16 minutes into this episode is when you should start watching this episode.
This is the start of Urkel.
This is like comedy gold right here. So he steps on the nougat. He tells Laura the limo awaits. And he's standing, because he stepped in the nougat.
So he's on one foot.
He's standing on one foot.
Like a flamingo.
Yeah, to keep his... He's kind. He's courteous. Yeah. He's keeping the chocolate off of the floor. So he tells Laura the limo awaits. Then they're like, you got a limo for this? And he's like, well, it's actually not a limo. It's his Uncle Ernie's hearse. he says, he's going to drive us tonight. We only need to make one quick delivery.
The look on Laura's face, too.
Oh, my gosh. Now, Urkel and Laura go to leave, and Urkel is hopping on one foot backwards because he doesn't want to get the chocolates on the floor. And he rams into the wall. Then hops back over towards the door, leaves the door through the door, closes
Shit
the
falls
Yes.
all over. Like once he rams into that wall, shit just falls all off the wall.
Yeah. And something's hanging like
Like a horse,
in
it's
the
like a golden bronze horse. I think it's a bronze horse.
Yeah, and it's blocking the door, and he's trying to close the door, and it's boom, 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 like over and over, and then Carl like runs over, slams the door with the horse enclosed into it.
So I'm kind of impressed because like I know it's all like studio stuff,
Yeah,
but
right.
like you'd have to think that's like some kind of metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think he was able to lock the
Yeah,
door.
yeah, he slams and locks it. And his face, to Carl's face, is just like, he's so relieved to get rid of the commotion.
Take my daughter and get the hell out of here.
Oh, gosh. After the commercial, we're on the non-date. Fancy restaurant.
It is a fancy restaurant.
You ever go to a fancy restaurant as that?
Not like that.
No.
Like where there's tablecloths and
Yeah, like that. That's like a, I don't even know.
that a thing anymore?
There's some.
Okay.
Probably. I
Yeah.
don't know. But it looked like you probably had to get reservations. You probably had to dress nice.
Except for when we find out what the food is.
Right, yeah. And so as they're being seated, Urkel does a few like Urkel things. Pointing Laura to their table.
Slaps the guy in the
face. And then he runs into a waiter as he walks by. I can't do it like you can't just say it and it doesn't do it justice. But then he misses sitting in his seat.
Yeah, because the waiter he's gonna seat Urkel because he already seated Laura, and then he's gonna seat Urkel, and then Urkel just falls to the ground.
And as the guy that sat them like walks past a waiter, he says, "Nerd alert on table 12." It's a middle school kid. And grown people just calling. It just seems like what I would do too. Nerd alert.
So I guess it's probably like true.
Yeah.
Or maybe these shows are the reason, like
maybe we think it's okay, but back then when we were middle schoolers, grown-ups didn't call kids nerds. But these shows screwed us up. So Laura says this place is perfect because no one they know would ever eat there. Not it's perfect because it's beautiful or nice or anything, but the waiter comes to get their order, and Urkel says he ordered ahead. And Laura questions Steve what Steve ordered, and he tells her frog legs. And she spits her water on him, and he yells, "Are you okay, my pet?" like he thought he said frog legs and something other than that happened.
You ever had frog legs?
I have not.
I have had frog legs once in my life.
Have you?
Yeah, and they weren't bad.
They weren't. Well, they probably do. What do they do? Deep fry them or something.
Yeah.
And anything deep fried, you can muster down.
Right.
I mean,
Right. It's just like a shittier chicken.
Yeah. Right. He so then Urkel stands he stands up after she spit the water. He stands up, which pushes his chair back into a waiter. This waiter now knocks into a lady who stands up because she was knocked into, and she bumps a different waiter who spills a plate of food while flipping head first over a cart. This was crazy. Like, his flipping over was what it was.
Good acting.
It was. And then another waiter moves back because he was frightened by that waiter. And he backs into a table, causing the whole table to stand up because food flew on them.
Yep.
And then, so after all this, the camera pans out, over the entire restaurant, which is just a clusterfuck of,
everything.
It's just chaos. And all of that because of frog legs.
That's
Mind you, he said frog legs, Laura spits water, and it just causes this whole shitstorm. That scene, I'm not somebody who laughs out loud. If I watch a show, I'm watching the show. Like, I don't laugh.
But that scene is hilarious.
I couldn't hold back. I was cracking up. So now it kind of like leaves that scene, kind of comes back into we're still on the date.
Settled down.
Yeah,
now,
yeah. So time has passed. They obviously got their food because it shows Steve just mowing down on his plate.
Those frog legs.
And Laura clearly hasn't touched her food and just is staring at him like disgusted.
It's probably not the first scene you want to get on a first date.
No. And after some comparing his love to like random things, like a moth to a flame, a mouse to cheese, and I can't remember. There's like one other one, but Steve says, "Laura, you're the most beautiful girl in the whole world." And he ends up like he says that and puts his elbow down in the frog legs and says, "And I'm the luckiest guy." And Steve says, "Only one more thing could make the night more special."
Ooh, what could that be?
A kiss on the cheek. At least you went with cheek.
Yeah, that's what a gentleman.
Yeah. Laura reminds him of the no touching in the contract. And Urkel starts laying on the guilt, saying,
He's a smooth guy.
He is. This is smooth. Laura will probably go on hundreds of dates. And this could be his only one. He says, "Imagine that. I've peaked at 13. And it works. Laura says, "One kiss on the cheek." She leans in, kisses his cheek, and then some creep behind them snaps a pic, and he goes, "Thanks, Uncle Ernie."
So what's this? So this is premeditated.
Oh yeah. He knew.
So
He's
he's like, "Uncle Ernie, just come in behind.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
What do you
for
think
that
Uncle Ernie was thinking this whole time that like shit's flying all over the place and stuff?
That's Steve."
How did he lay low during all that? Because he drove them there, so she could have seen it.
I'm thinking in this era, like Uncle Ernie's probably just like at the bar, chain smoking, just like
pounding shots.
like he's at the bar, leaned back over his seat, just chain smoking, waiting for this opportunity. That's what I'm thinking.
What do you think the sign was for Urkel when he was close? Like a tug of the ear?
Tug of the ear or something like.
"Hey, I'm closing the deal. Uncle Ernie." So Laura is now pissed. This non-date is over. And Urkel gets up to chase her, and the tablecloth was tucked into his pants.
Why?
I don't understand. He stands up, and the whole table like gets pulled. The tablecloth gets pulled off with them. And the restaurant workers just—they don't look too happy. But he just walks past them. Oh, that
scene is awesome.
That was great. And we're in the kitchen at the Winslows again. Life is back to normal.
Absolutely.
It pans through.
Is it though?
No. No. Life is just getting even more chaotic probably at this point. So it pans through the whole family sitting, and they're staring at the end of the table where Carl is like 2 feet lower than everyone else. His dopey chair that he clearly cut the legs off of the bottoms.
Yeah, it's literally 2 feet lower than every other table.
I mean, it's chair. Because he looks miserable. He can't reach anything. He's trying to reach marshmallows on the table, and Harry has to hand him the marshmallows. And Laura storms in all mad, saying it was the most disgusting, degrading, humiliating night of her life. She goes on to tell parts of her date, which everyone starts laughing, and then like it calms her down a bit because she's telling them all the events, and like how could you not crack up? In the moment, like you look back at some of the moments in your life like that, like a date like that, she's so embarrassed. But now, like I
what a
look
good
back,
story.
Yeah, like now you can just think you can start your own podcast and talk about your story like
this
that.
Story exactly.
She gives Eddie the Prince tickets back. And then Eddie ends up telling Laura she can come with them. Oh, that's nice.
So it's kind of crazy though, because obviously Urkel gave Laura the tickets after the date,
right? Because the collateral,
and if
the
I was
agreement
Laura,
met.
wouldn't I just keep the tickets?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says thanks, and the audience, oh. It was a nice moment though, because she was nice enough to go on the date for Eddie, get the tickets, give them back to him, and then Eddie was nice enough to just take his sister instead of Rodney.
Eddie's a great guy.
Yeah. Do you think would his parents really have let him go with like Rodney or something?
I would hope
After
not.
that party, I would.
I would hope not.
I'm surprised they were even letting him go. He should be grounded from that.
I would think so. Was that just last week?
Yeah. So everyone says they're proud of Laura for going on the date. Good job giving him a mercy day.
Yeah.
Throwing him a bone. Rachel says, you know what? And now that you dated Steve, maybe he'll leave you alone for a little while. Just then the phone rings. They all look at it, and Carl answers. It's Steve. Hey, Carl, it's Steve. And Carl pauses a second, then goes, you've reached the Winslow residence. There's no one home right now. Please leave a message at the sound of the beep. Beep. Steve says, Laura, thank you for our enchanted evening. My cheek is still on fire from your kiss. Everyone stares at him.
What?
And he says, and now that we're a couple, I was hoping you'd wear my medical ID bracelet. And he says, by the way, the chess club is having a weenie roast this weekend, and I put us down for 2. So he says that, it fades out, and that's the end of the episode.
Did you see how, like, it was so awesome how Carl puts the phone so everybody could hear? I'm surprised everybody could hear, number one, on that phone.
Right.
But he put it in the stuffed animal, too.
Did he?
Like, there was a stuffed animal on that chair, another chair.
Oh, yeah.
So we're up to 9 chairs now.
Okay, yeah.
And it was perfectly placed in there.
Oh,
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So with that, what's so earlier what you were starting, but what's on the mind of Alex?
So help me out. What were we talking about? I
See, I told you.
I forgot.
Algebra or history class.
Oh, history class. Okay.
Yes.
So Laura failed history, right?
She didn't fail. She got a B.
She got a B. Okay.
Yeah, so she didn't fail.
And this is on my mind. I remember doing a history project. Okay.
Okay.
So the history project was about the Berlin Wall. I don't know if I've talked about this or not. I don't know if I've talked about the Berlin Wall history
I've never
project.
heard a Berlin Wall story.
Okay. So we had to our history project, this is to pass the class too, was to talk about the Berlin Wall. So I'm like, oh, awesome. I got this. So, mind you, this is early 2000s. So
Right.
I feel like this is really good on my part. I ended up cropping. I did a presentation of like, I ended up cropping my face onto somebody else's face, breaking down the Berlin Wall. So there was like 6 pictures of people like knocking, and it was just all my face. The problem,
6 of you,
it was just like 6 photos of different people like knocking down the Berlin Wall.
Oh, but you put your face
on all of them. The problem was, that's all I had. Like I just said, I was like, this is me at the Berlin Wall. This is me again knocking down the Berlin Wall. This is me knocking the Berlin Wall down with this lovely lady. And like it just kept. That was it. That was my whole presentation.
Nothing about the history of the Berlin Wall.
No, nothing. Not a damn thing about the Berlin Wall. I knew nothing about the Berlin Wall.
So what did you?
I failed.
Okay.
But the presentation, he said, was great.
Right. Well, yeah.
Because, I mean, at that time, it was pretty good. I could crop my face in there.
Right. Using what? Photoshop?
But something. I don't know. I really... Megan must have helped me. Was I dating? I don't even know if I was dating Meg. But it was great. Like, it was just photos of me. Like, that was my presentation. So
What
yeah.
else? Anything else on the mind of Alex? Steve's
No.
date with Laura.
I mean, it was great. I mean,
Oh, you're right. This is the first episode where Steve was like actually in the episode.
Right.
Was great. Seeing Steve, seeing Urkel.
I got to believe this is going to boost their ratings too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. But like, I got to believe like
This was Urkel's coming out party here. Like this was his big moment.
I'm coming out, and you better get this party started.
Yeah, give us another Prince.
I think we said them all.
I think we said all the ones I know too.
I can go back to Raspberry Beret.
Little red Corvette.
Why do we only know these little parts? Like purple rain, when doves cry. So, Kenny,
Yeah.
what are we taking to get to San Francisco?
We're not there yet. We are not there yet.
Well, I'm ready. I gotta get.
You pump the brakes, man. Now we got.
I'm not driving. I'm not pumping no brakes.
Family Matters trivia.
Oh yeah.
We're talking. So earlier in the episode, I didn't actually write it down because that was it was during when Rachel and Mother Winslow are doing the log
Crafts.
cabin
Arts and
crap.
crafts.
Yeah. Rachel says
Some craps.
Yeah. Mother Winslow says something to Rachel, and Rachel says, "Give me a break." Well, Thelma Hopkins, Rachel, and Rosetta Lenore, Mother Winslow, both starred in "Give Me a Break."
Oh,
sitcom.
okay.
They starred in it together
Really?
prior to Family Matters. Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
was Give Me a Break was in 1981. It began and it ended before this. But so they said, "Give me a break," and like it was supposed to be a
That's
nod
cool.
to their
That's
relationship.
cool,
Yeah. Another one. Let's see if I want to do this one first. Yeah. While Carl was sitting low in his seat, and they're drinking out of their mugs. Did you notice Harriet's mug?
No.
Harriet's mug. I don't know what the rest of it said, but in bigger font, it said, "And I'm damn proud of it."
Oh,
Harriet's got a mug that says, "I'm damn proud of it."
You know what? Actually, I feel like they did kind of zoom in on that a little bit, right?
Well, it zoomed past her, and she took a drink and then was like holding it.
Yep.
And it's so I don't know what the rest of it's. Like I have a coffee drinking problem, and I'm damn.
I
proud
married
of
a
it.
fat guy, and I'm damn proud of it.
Right. But I thought it was funny because now in this episode,
Why would that be a thing? Like,
Yeah.
we got to show this. I'm damn proud of it.
yeah, like you would. I don't know. It just was funny. So now Family Matters.
Like a cat knitting or something on her mug,
Right.
something like that.
But now Family Matters gets a check on the
curse
the
words.
potty mouth chart.
Probably
And-
the first one, I think. Almost.
Yeah, it is. And so then the last thing of trivia is Eddie said he had Prince concert tickets. We've been talking about Prince. However, Prince did not have a tour in the summer of 1990.
Oh,
It was
look
the
at
only
you.
thing he did was overseas.
Wow.
So was Eddie going to go overseas to see this concert?
I mean, it would make more sense now that he had to get a good algebra grade if you're going overseas.
Yeah, I mean, he's going.
Wow.
So I thought that was funny because
I'll tell you what, though, honestly, think about that. That grocery job must be paying good money.
yeah, exactly. If you can afford
For
those,
to go
man.
overseas and to get Prince tickets?
Yeah, I mean, at that time, those things wouldn't have been cheap for
No.
sure. Yeah, so awesome episode. I agree with the rating being in the sevens. Sometimes we argue that it was lower or higher than it should be. This one was good.
Spot on.
Yeah. The next episode of Family Matters is Sitting Pretty.
Okay.
Sitting Pretty.
I have to think about this.
Yeah.
I'm always pretty.
All right. So now, let's hop. What do you think I'm gonna say?
Well, I'm hoping we're taking that hearse.
We are. Let's hop in.
Do we got to
Uncle
stop
Ernie's
anywhere?
hearse. We got one quick delivery.
I'll sit in the back.
You're gonna store the beers.
Well,
beers
I'm
in the
hoping wherever we're taking this body, there's a convenience store close by.
Well, what do they call them? A wake. We'll
wake.
take them to the wake, and they probably serve drinks there. We can just
Yeah.
bring some empty bottles,
Oh,
fill them
you're
up.
thinking.
There we go. So we'll take the Uncle Ernie's hearse over to San Francisco for a little full house.
Woo!
All right, so we got that delivery done. So season 1, episode 17 of Full House is titled Danny's Very First Date.
Oh, ever? Or just the show?
Well, let's see here. We'll see. As we mentioned before, Caroline was clearly a one-night stand because we're not considering that a date.
Which I like. How are we not considering that a date?
I know, but I like to think that Danny and her hooked up that night.
I honestly think they did.
It's so much more fun to think of it that way than thinking of it.
I agree with you.
All right, so the date on this is this aired February 12th, 1988.
Okay.
IMDb rating is a solid 7.
Okay.
So less than Family Matters again. And we open in remember, no cold open. We're just right into the episode. We open in the living room with Joey and a bunch of bees with their antenna rubbing together or whatever. It's literally.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
they're that.
They're all in the middle.
Can we say that these are like?
No, I don't want to say.
Okay.
No, okay. So it's Stephanie's honeybee group, led by some random chick.
Did you see her in those jeans?
Yeah.
Oh!
Ow! Is that the crowd?
Wait, is this the first time we've talked about the bees?
I believe we talked about it one time.
Yes. But DJ was the premises in the...
Yeah, DJ and Stephanie both were bees.
Well, okay.
In that one.
What? Okay.
Maybe
Man,
I'm wrong.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It was quite a few episodes ago. And no, Stephanie was wearing a bee thing because that's when
what was
Uncle Jesse.
I wish I remember the freaking song. The what are they called? What are they?
The honeybees.
The honeybees, yeah.
I pledge my love and loyalty to all the hive and every bee. The motto is and ever was.
Buzz, 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 buzz. I think that's how it went. God, that's good, Kenny.
But that's later. They didn't even do that song earlier.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, but
so
I'm proud of you.
That's remembering stuff here. So, yeah, so it's Stephanie's honeybee group. So it wasn't a bunch of bees rubbing antennas. It's a bunch of kids rubbing their head
antennas, yeah.
Their hats together. And apparently this is the first day of the honeybee honey drive.
Do you think, looking back, like, Girl Scouts are like, shit, we should have done honeybees. No. Look at these. Look at that's awesome.
No, not at all. No,
okay.
No, because I'll kind of so we're basically gathering that this is a knockoff of Girl Scouts,
right? And
that's why I'm saying this. Instead of delicious Girl Scout cookies, they sell honey.
But you know what though, Kenny? There's money to be made in honey.
Right. I'm sure.
You can do lavender honey, you can do
But did they at this
weed
time?
honey.
Yeah.
I mean,
but did they at this time? I think at this time it was more honey was just honey.
Just honey, yeah.
What do you do with honey? I don't even know.
Lather it up on your body. That's what you do with it.
Maybe, I guess. Weird. But so I eat every morning. I eat a bagel with peanut butter and honey on it. That's my breakfast every single day. So
what?
Yeah.
Wait, honey, peanut butter, and a bagel.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Where the hell did you come up with this concept?
It was when I was working out and I was trying to get as many healthy calories as I can get. So I read that a bagel with peanut butter, peanuts have really good. Is high in calories, and it's good fats and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, a bagel with peanut butter. But then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna one up it because if I put a little honey on there, honey's good for you and adds some extra calories. So
how sticky was your mouth every morning?
No, the worst is so the bagel's fresh out of the toaster, so it's hot. So the peanut butter starts getting all melty, and the honey too. So when I eat it. the peanut butter, the peanut butter
Oh,
and honey
drips all
run
rolls
into
all
my
over you.
beard.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm eating it. I eat, and I clean my hands off and stuff, and I
Yeah.
like go to say bye to my wife and stuff. And she's like, Kenny, you have peanut butter and honey in your beard. It's just like running down my beard. It's disgusting.
I've never heard of this.
No, you gotta do it. You gotta try
Peanut
it.
butter bagel and a honey, huh?
Yeah. You make the bagel, you smear the peanut butter on, and then just a couple squirts of honey around it.
Really? Okay.
It's good.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's disgusting or
No.
anything. It's just,
And it's been probably two solid years. That's my breakfast, like
I
every
can
day.
tell it's.
Oh yeah, I'm ripped.
Maybe you should have told Carl about this a couple episodes ago.
Shut up. Anyways, let's get back to this
the honey.
unbelievable episode of
This
Full House. All right. Anyways, Joey is honorary queen bee, and he tells Linda, that's the random chick that's the head of the honeybees, that Joey tells her he would be delighted to pass out the honey to the girls. So this honeybee leader, Linda, explains that they will sell honey, and the proceeds go to underprivileged kids. That's nice.
Yeah.
And the honeybee who sells the most gets the grand prize,
What is it?
a bike.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was a nice bike.
yeah.
It looked like a nice one for the
That's
for the
pretty
time.
cool.
Yeah. As Stephanie gets more excited than the other girls and immediately hops on the bike.
Well, the girls are like, chill out, Stephanie.
It's kind of a shitty bike
Nice.
compared to what I got at home,
Yeah.
but okay.
Yeah.
You're looking at the size of your house. Your dad could probably
Like,
grab that in
yeah.
just a minute.
It's not a big deal. And literally as we go on with this episode, you
Right.
could know
Oh yeah, you see what?
Danny can just afford this damn bike.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So Joey has to pull Stephanie off of the bike, like she's gripping the handlebars, and he's yanking her off, and he says, "You haven't won the bike yet, Steph." And she says, "Yet? That bike was made for my tush." Joey then introduces the honeybee girls, whether they care or not, to the girl that holds the record for selling how many jars?
10?
No, way higher.
100?
Higher. Higher.
500?
Higher.
1,000?
Lower.
900
725 jars of honey.
was DJ.
DJ sold
Okay,
the
so-
most jars, the record.
Is DJ a part of this? She's done now, right?
Yes, I think she ends up telling, I don't know if I wrote it down, or she ends up, she's retiring from being a
okay.
honeybee. So DJ says, she does like a thank you, then picks up a jar of honey and says, memories.
So stupid.
And she gives some,
DJ.
I know, she gives some stupid pep talk about selling their little stingers off.
Go on. Let's get over
It's
this
like-
shit.
It's not as good as selling. I don't know. Like, does it have to be honey? I get it's the honey.
Well, listen to this, though, Kenny. I'm thinking about this. So, Girl Scouts sell cookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boy Scouts sell popcorn.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like their thing.
Okay.
I don't want fucking popcorn.
No, I don't want popcorn.
I honestly probably want honey over popcorn.
Probably me too. Yeah. Yeah.
There's more
Girl
use-
Scout cookies. Come on.
Yeah, no, there's no debate. Girl Scout cookies. So if we're gonna look at it this way, though, like, yeah, I'd rather sell honey than
Popcorn.
popcorn.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah. But again, other than for my bagels, I don't think I've ever used honey.
No, really. Okay. Well, I would think it's in everybody's cabinets at home.
Probably.
Would be honey.
Probably.
So a lot of people, you think about it, like, all right, like, I know this is for a good cause. It's honey. I'll use it eventually. It's gonna be in my cabinet. So yeah, it's good.
Okay. Well,
You know?
I guess.
Popcorn, it's like,
Yeah, you got to eat that shit before it goes bad,
Yeah,
too.
right.
And I'm not in the mood for popcorn. All the
pure
time.
honey doesn't go bad. You know,
Right.
so.
You can keep that forever.
Right.
So. Oh, maybe not forever.
Yeah, a while. I mean, it'll crystal on you, but you just heat it up and you're fine.
They're not Twinkies, it's, you know. So Uncle Jesse then comes. So DJ, we got off track.
Sorry,
So DJ had done this pep talk,
Right.
and she kind of ends it with like, sell, and then Uncle Jesse comes in the house in his full bug suit.
I just like how DJ is older than all these other girls.
Yeah,
Like, she's the only one left. Like, Kimmy isn't there or anything.
right. She's just there because it's held at her house.
Yeah,
you know,
must
but
be, yeah.
but then so he comes in his full bug suit, clearly just off of work. DJ's having the girls chant this. Sell. And then once he comes in, DJ says, attack! And meaning to sell to Uncle Jesse. They all rush to him, and he says, whoa, been wiping out bugs all day. A few more won't make a difference.
Oh my gosh. What a great line. God,
Yeah.
he's so smooth.
Oh, yeah. Then he starts to leave and sees Joey with the antenna on, and he, like, laughs at him. Before he leaves, he does like he gets in Stephanie's face and says like, I'll see you later. Yeah. Which is cute because he doesn't give a shit about these other kids.
Right.
But he cares about his niece. That's
What a
cute.
great,
A great
guy.
influence on them. But he laughs at Joey, goes into the kitchen. As he goes into the kitchen, he's still laughing. And Joey follows him saying, yuck it up all you want. Yuck it up. Yuck it up all you want. Then he tells him he is honorary queen bee. Like it makes it any better. Uncle Jesse's already laughing at you. Don't.
Hey, I'm honorary. I would probably be the same way, though.
Yeah. Damn it, I'm honorary queen bee.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Just then, Jesse sees a big-ass box that says treehouse on the side of it.
This is the stupidest
Yes.
side story.
Yes. I'm finding most of these side stories are
Ever.
just trash.
At least the chair one was like funny and stuff.
Yeah.
This one is
And a little more
not
relatable, I
Right.
think. You know, fixing a chair. Yeah, everyone has that squeaky, that shitty piece of furniture that needs fixed.
This one's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
But it says treehouse on the side of it.
Yeah.
And Jesse walks over and he's like, what's this? Dude, fucking read the box. Joey says that.
That's true. Just read it.
Yeah. I get that a lot when I deliver stuff. You deliver a package to somebody, hand them a box, and they're like,
Oh,
what is this? And I'm like, I don't know. You ordered it. I don't care. What
You know what though? That's like small talk though, Kenny.
It is.
When I get UPS, I don't know what Megan orders. So I'm like, oh, what shit did she buy today?
Or sometimes I say, oh, I think it's a present for you.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's a good one.
I
That's a good one.
got some one-liners.
Zingers, you got some zingers.
Yeah. But I always find it funny. What is this? And sometimes they're like staring, like sometimes it seems serious, and I'm like, I don't know. It says it's from, QVC or whatever. Like I don't know. Don't kill the messenger. But Joey says that Uncle Jesse's mom.
I don't know. It says it's from the Lion's Den. I don't know. Oh shit, that would be funny.
So Joey says that Uncle Jesse's mom sent it. Irene.
So his mom, Uncle Jesse doesn't know what this is.
Right.
His mom sends his gift.
Yeah.
You don't think Irene called and was like,
Well, she probably called Danny.
okay.
Her son-in-law.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Come on, it's not that weird.
It's not that weird. Yeah, you're right.
Uncle Jesse says, since his mom sent it, he says, my mom always sends me the dopiest gifts. And he like goes for it, and then Joey has to say it's for Michelle. And now Danny rushes in. He's like frantically asking if the honeybees are still there. And now I questioned. Danny came rushing from the backyard.
Yeah,
Uncle Jesse had come in from the front door.
right.
Where did they... So, like, why is Danny parking where his easy access is from the backyard? Uncle Jesse's parking where his easy access is from the front. And Danny didn't see Linda's car. Because he's asking, are the honeybees still here?
So you think Linda parked on the front?
Linda might have parked out front. Jesse must have parked up front.
Danny
Danny
parked
parked...
motorcycle.
Right. What's Danny driving Bullet, or what's it, Walter? He's driving Walter and parking in the backyard.
Yeah.
The fenced-in backyard he's parking.
Probably.
Anyway,
So true.
off track.
No, I love it, though.
That's what I think about while I'm rewatching my favorite shows.
What's on the mind of Kenny?
Right. Mid-episode version. So Uncle Jesse and Joey tell Danny that the honeybees are still there, and more importantly, so is Linda.
Now, why wouldn't Joey be after Linda?
Yeah, you would think.
know,
Well, you don't go after your guy's girl, you know. If Danny's got a thing for her, Joey.
Oh, so you're saying Danny's had a thing for her?
Probably. I mean, well, I guess I don't know. We'll see.
The jeans are looking good on Linda. By the way.
They are.
I saw the clip where she was bent over.
But also, I should say, because you say, why wouldn't Joey go after her? As we found out with Karina, Joey doesn't give a shit who likes who. He goes after the girl.
That's true.
So maybe throughout this episode, Joey's trying. Again, I'll spoil it. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But so, as Danny explains crap about this being important for his daughter, he's like saying like the honeybees are important, and he's adjusting his tie and like checking himself out, and he's making sure he looks good, and they go on to talk about how Linda's divorced and that Danny is smitten with her. And Danny denies it, and Uncle Jesse says, I know smitten, and you are smut. And Joey says he should ask her out. Danny questions if it's been enough time. So just a handful of episodes ago, we had the same debate with Caroline,
right.
And they agreed that it was probably enough time. And now he's still questioning.
So they're like, yeah, it's a fucking enough time.
Right. Well, they're like, were you too drunk? You don't remember hooking up with
thinking
Caroline?
So. At this point, yes, you're right.
Yeah. So Jesse explains that it's been a year since Pam died, and that it should be okay.
Yeah.
So of course,
I've never been through that, so yeah, I can get some stuff.
Right. Jesse has to be the solid voice of reason. My sister's been dead, dude. You can bang other girls.
If you're not going to bang Linda, I'll probably end up banging Linda. So.
Sorry, why didn't Uncle Jesse go for her? That's even the better question. Danny says he hasn't been on a date since senior prom with Pam. Okay, so there we go. He's been on a date.
Senior prom.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this isn't Danny's very first date.
No.
It's Danny's very first date since
his wife died.
Right. But he says he doesn't even know how to ask a girl out. And Jesse says, just do the same as when you ask Pam out. And we find out that Joey was Danny's expert on romance.
Wow.
And he asked Pam out for Danny. Now, I've never had a friend ask somebody out for me.
No?
I did accidentally have a friend who's in the same camper as me break up with a girl for me.
Well, that would be true.
but that's for another time, I guess. On the episode called Danny's First Breakup, we'll go through that one. Anyways, Jesse tells Danny to go in and ask her out. He says, Danny, you're semi-reasonably attractive. Go for it.
He's not broad. I mean, Danny is
semi-reasonably attractive. Yeah.
I would say Danny looks.
Yeah. They shove Danny into the living room, and by shove, I literally mean shove.
That door swing open.
Right. How cool would that door have been, growing up?
Yeah, that door is everything.
It's
same with Family Matters. They had the same.
Did they have the same swinging door?
Yeah.
Is that an 80s thing?
I always wanted a swinging door.
There's some stupid small talk. As they say hi to each other, there's some stupid small talk. And Linda's little daughter asks Danny if he can buy honey from her. Linda says he has his own daughter to buy honey from. Obviously.
Right.
Of course, he's trying to impress Linda, so he says he'll buy 3 jars from her. And then Stephanie gets jealous. Oh, obviously.
I would be pissed too.
I would too. He says he'll buy 10 from Stephanie. Then DJ does grabs Stephanie's mouth to stop her from.
What a swindler she is.
Yeah. And she does some like stupid bargaining crap. I can't remember, you know, like, "Oh, you just brought 3 from the competition. You at least got to do 15, 12, 30. You know, they do a little bargaining. Anyways, back to the good stuff.
What did they end up with?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
17.
17.
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And I also didn't write this down, but then Linda's talking about like, you just bought, that's 17.
Yeah.
She says, you just bought 20 jars of honey. And he says, that's nothing. I bought, I think it was like 75 or 100 or something from DJ.
Yep.
Which, that's a lot, but that means she sold like 600 plus to other people. Like,
That's good.
That's pretty good.
But think about it. So that's what I'm saying. He's Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah.
He bought 100 from DJ.
However many years ago that was. Now he's just throwing 20 out like nothing.
So he could have just bought a fucking bike and got this over with.
But what I thought was funny was when he says he bought that many from DJ, he makes a joke. Of course, he could just be lying and making a joke to hit on Linda, but he says, I made a honey cellar in my basement, and they like laugh. But that made me question, if he was serious, where did they put the honey when they redid the
Yeah, that's true.
Does Joey have a side area that we're not seeing?
Is there like a
honey?
back room area where like there's just
honey jar?
Honey jars everywhere.
Instead of a wine cellar, he's got honey.
That's kind of cool.
This is a 1960 bottle of honey. Yeah. Oh boy. Anyways, Linda tells him he's a great dad, and he works up the courage to awkwardly ask her about movies. Not ask her to the movies, just about movies. And then they kind of talk about loving movies, and he says, 2 people in the same city who love to go to the movies. And he still doesn't ask her out, but she invites him to dinner and an art exhibit.
Oh.
Her treat. And she'll pick him up at 7.
Oh.
He says, it's a date.
So she didn't want to go to a movie.
Right, apparently not. I can't remember what the final thing was, but yeah, not a movie. So it's a date, and he's like, she leaves, and he's like, I have a date tonight. And now we go to the kitchen.
Tonight?
Yeah, because she says she'll pick him up at 7.
Okay, so the kids were at school. Probably had the honeybee thing.
We don't know that they were at school. They had the honeybee thing. That's the first thing.
You tell me on Saturdays,
maybe.
Okay, maybe because I think
Yeah, I mean Girl Scouts. Might be on a Saturday.
You're right.
Yeah, you're really a stickler about the days of the week.
I'm sorry.
Now the real question is, are they eating steak that night? Because if they are,
you know it's a weekend. You know it's a weekend if they got steaks going.
Oh, damn it. So now in the kitchen, Uncle Jesse, Joey, and Michelle are hanging in the kitchen, and Danny comes in and tells them he has a date. Uncle Jesse says, great, you did like I said. You were bold and confident and asked her out. And Danny says, no, I was shy and awkward, and she asked me out. And the guys are all like jazzed about it, and saying that they'll watch the girls and you'll have a great time. Before that, though, Uncle Jesse's like questioning his ability to ask out girls because she's paying for it. So what's he doing wrong? Then he after the guys mention watching the girls, Danny kind of like looks a little worried, and now it's going to be, how is he going to explain it to the girls?
It's going to be devastating to him.
What he should have done is just go on the date. Not tell the girl. I mean,
like, hey, I gotta go out tonight. Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joey are gonna watch guys.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to necessarily lie, but just leave the house, go on the date. If things don't work out, the girls don't need to know that you went on a date at all. I mean,
right?
I'm not the ideal parent, but that's what I would do. Keep some of the grown-up stuff out of the kids' ears and move on. But as we see, obviously, Danny's not very good at that.
Isn't that what he did before?
Yeah. The girls knew nothing about Carol.
The one-night stand. Yeah. Well, didn't DJ come down that
night? They came home the next morning.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Maybe he shoved Caroline out before the kids. Get the fuck out of here. You're in my shirt. Just keep my shirt, for the love of God. I don't care. Get out. Danny walks over to Michelle and says, Michelle, you'll tell your sisters for me, right? She's in like a high chair, and he's leaned down, and Michelle nods yes, and he says thank you, and says, give me a kiss. And she leans in, which, again, I hate Michelle.
Yeah.
I just don't like her, but this
The
is really,
cuteness
this is
shit,
pretty
yeah.
cute. Because
This is where they get you.
she leans in, and then she grabs at his nose a couple times, and the audience, like, cracks up. Oh, I was cracking up.
It was
I think, so I used to hate Michelle. Now that I have kids, I think some of it's heartwarming to me. Like, my kids are 5 and 10, so babies. I'm not.
So
around
this is
babies.
where they get you, where it's a family show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm that sentimental dad instead of the shitty teen that's like, who cares about these
a
kids?
shit.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyways.
still there.
Yeah.
Shit. Don't grab my
Well, your kids,
fucking nose.
your kid's too little. You're still in the
Yeah,
glory
he'd grab a
days.
squirt bottle and squirt me. That's what he would do.
Right.
Jeez.
All right, new scene up in the girls' room with DJ lecturing Stephanie about needing to sell better in order to win the bike.
Right.
She has missed business here. She does some stupid sales pitch ending in, that is a honey of a deal.
Oh my
Or some
gosh.
crap. I'm surprised it wasn't. You better believe
That
our
this honey is
unbelievable.
Yeah. Something stupid.
That would have been pretty good. Actually.
Yeah.
Stephanie thinks she's
Really, what the-
Stephanie thinks this is awesome. Like these sales ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you sell 725 things.
You
a
know
month,
what the shit you're doing. You know what you're doing.
right? Stephanie tries it on Danny as he walks in, and of course she butchers. I
Yeah, it's
nope.
stupid.
Stupid kid stuff.
Yeah.
See, now I'm the see that's
Now
the thing.
you're back.
The baby stuff, I'm like, it warms my heart.
But young
the kids around my kids' age, I'm like, that's stupid crap. Get it out of here. I see this on a daily basis. Get out of here. So now Danny sits down with them to tell him about his date. But as he looks at their sweet faces, he can't bring himself to tell them.
Oh gosh.
He ends up like he buys more and more jars of honey from Stephanie and all this like blubbering and anyways, he ends up telling them he's taking her out tonight. And Stephanie thinks that they're all going.
Yeah.
They're all gonna bundle up and go out to this art exhibit. Then DJ, this art exhibit on whatever, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, who knows?
Ooh. They're not eating steak, so it can't be the weekend.
Yeah. No one was prepping a steak in the kitchen this whole time. Then DJ throws a fit saying they don't want us to go. They want to be alone. This is why you leave the kids out of it.
DJ is a bitch.
Yes. DJ says she wishes he'd stay. She needs help with homework, and Stephanie probably needs him too. Stephanie says, I guess so. Stephanie then asks if Linda is going to be their new mommy. Danny, jeez, escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Danny has to sort of explain that just because they're going on a date doesn't mean they're getting married. And then DJ bitches more about him needing to stay. And Danny says, why don't I change my plans and stay with you girls for the rest of my life? Well, he says that. The dramatic music plays and Michelle starts grabbing at Stephanie's chin.
Wait, is this sentimental?
No sentimental music.
Okay.
It was dramatic music.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
And after a little commercial break, we're back in the kitchen with Danny calling Linda to cancel the date. As he's saying it, as he's canceling, Jesse and Joey walk down. He hangs up. They walk in at the tail end and they ask what happened. And when he explains, they basically tell him they disagree with him canceling the date, which we do too.
Right.
I don't know why Jesse didn't say, like, don't tell the little twerps, you know? Anyways.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
No. He talks about how it'll be easier when the girls are away in college.
Oh my gosh. Did you like that whole, just a real quick, like, the whole talk between him and Linda was so weird, too. Like,
Yeah, the phone call.
Yeah.
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 Right.
It was weird.
Yeah. And now Joey, so he says the thing about college, and Joey makes jokes about him being old and asking girls out, and he does an old man impression. He says,
Of course he does.
he's acting like he's talking to the girl. Hi, Danny Tanner. Capricorn. Want to hold my teeth?
So stupid.
They say it's his decision whether he wants to go on the date, and he decides he wants to date Linda. So he calls her back and says the date is on. He says, did someone call saying they didn't want to date? Well, that was my evil twin brother, Manny Tanner. Stupid.
Manny.
He's clever, though. He's clever. Just then, the girls come down and want to take him for ice cream because he canceled his date, and he's such a great dad.
Yeah, DJ.
Danny gets back on the phone and says, this is Manny Tanner again. The date is off. This poor Linda.
Yeah, at this point, if I was Linda, I'd just be like...
I'd be like, dude, you ain't ready to date.
You're crazy.
You got some baggage.
Yeah.
I don't want a part of. Now we're new scene in the living room with Joey and Jesse putting the treehouse together.
Oh,
Jesse doesn't want to look at the directions, but Joey's reading the directions.
I'm just going to let you read this off.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to comment.
I question why would you not look at the directions? I mean, I understand that, like, I don't read verbatim every little section
There's
of the
certain
directions.
shit that you need to look at the directions.
Yeah, you just even if you just glance at it and put the thing together. But anyways,
I'm done with this.
Yeah. The girls rush in asking if they want to come to get ice cream with their dad. Uncle Jesse says a different idea is they take the girls for ice cream so their dad can get laid.
Pretty much.
I mean, go on his date. So he can go on his date. DJ says that idea stinks. Joey goes into explaining. Yeah. Joey goes into explaining how it was hard for him when his parents divorced. He was only 6, and his grandma would watch him and pinch his cheeks so hard, and he demonstrates on Jesse. Joey then explains that his mom, Mindy, dated, and he got used to it because it made her happy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now DJ realizes her dad's lonely.
Oh, shit, my dad's lonely?
It's not about us. It might be about him. Oh, gosh.
He might need to get laid once in a while.
Our dad has sexual needs that need to be... Joey didn't make her realize that. But, you know, I mean... Anyways, the girls leave the room. Now Jesse says he's done with the treehouse without using instructions. And he's like in the treehouse with the top on it. And Joey says he'll make a sandwich for them. And as Jesse tries to come with, he's clearly stuck in the treehouse.
So stupid.
He ends up picking up the treehouse and walking with it, which was just dumb. It's so
Stupid.
Now it shows DJ and Stephanie going upstairs to talk to Danny. But DJ pulls Stephanie aside to talk to her first. The gist is, DJ says they've been forgetting about their mom in all of this. Pam.
Yeah.
DJ wonders if Pam... I'm going to say Pam. She says mom. She didn't call her mom Pam. DJ wonders if Pam wouldn't be happy with Danny going on dates. That's pretty deep thoughts.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
Like, what is she, 10, I think?
Yeah.
I don't think my kid would think that deep,
Yeah.
but my kid's a deep thinker, so maybe he would. I don't know.
But man.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. At first, she was thinking about them, and then...
Now she's thinking about her mom.
Yeah, which is, it's advanced thinking.
Yeah.
So, after a commercial break...
I'll give DJ that.
Yeah. At least she's got that going for her. She's still kind of a bitch.
She's a bitch.
We see Danny lying in bed, throwing a football up and down in the air.
What is he, like 16 again?
Right. We've mentioned this before. That room is
Huge room.
I don't, like, that could be 2 rooms.
Easily.
I don't understand.
That's a huge room.
And does he have a bathroom in his room?
Yes, he does.
And there's a bathroom right around the corner. Like,
Beautiful room.
it's... I don't understand. But anyways, there's also a door that goes outside.
Must
He's
be a balcony.
upstairs. Yeah, it must be a balcony, but it just... I don't know. And then, like, there was a lot of clutter in his room, too. There's, like, trophies and pictures and stuff on that ledge.
Yeah.
It just...
A lot of shit going on in that room.
Just-
Well, He has to fill it up somehow. It's so big.
Yeah, I guess. But you have a huge empty area. What the hell do you do in that area?
I don't know.
Anyways, the girls barge in while he's throwing the football in the air. And they're walking in with ice cream, asking to talk. And they ask if he still loves mom. And now,
Guys,
the sentimental music begins, and
I'll always love your mother.
yes, he says, of course he loves her. A date won't change that. And even if he fell in love with someone else, that wouldn't change how he feels about her.
Right.
The girls ask how she'd feel about him going on a date. And he says that he and Pam talked about it before. If anything were to happen to either one of them, they'd be sure the girls were taken care of, and that they agreed if either of them became single again, they'd find someone to make them happy again. If you or I die, you realize we're still going to bang other people.
That was
the gist of it. And Danny's like, you sure we can't invite any chicks in now?
So... go on.
He assures them, sorry guys for interrupting with that. He assures the girls that their mom would be happy with him dating again.
Right.
And the sentimental music ends while they joke about ice cream or something stupid. I don't know. And they tell him to go on his date. He says he isn't sure it'll work since he broke the date off a couple times now. And DJ says she'll call. And he first starts to say no, and then he starts giving her the phone number. Like,
it's 489-265.
If you'll ask her, I'm in.
Yeah.
Just like Joey. If you ask Pam out, I'm in. But otherwise,
everybody do his bidding for him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that scene ends, and a new one starts. It's clearly nighttime now, and Danny comes out of his bathroom, all pumped. Does a little slam dunk thing in his room. Yeah. And his room's like a total mess, by the way.
It is.
I don't understand.
Didn't know what to wear.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Yeah. And Joey and Jesse barge in now, saying, Linda's waiting downstairs. And Jesse's eating some chicken, by the way.
Yeah.
Chicken leg. It's just really random. I don't know. Danny's all nervous about them asking to...
it's cool to eat a chicken wing.
Yeah. That's a cool thing. You just start doing that now?
I think so.
So Danny's all nervous, asking them to be honest. How do I look? And Jesse says he looks good, but there isn't enough time for a nose job.
Yeah,
which there's two kind of jokes about his nose, because Michelle grabbed at his nose and then
a nose job now.
And he had a big ass nose.
He did have a schnoz on him.
Yep. And then there's like a really... Did you find it as weird as me, the montage of him changing?
Yes, it was...
He dresses like Jesse and like does a cool thing. And then dresses like Joey in a Hawaiian shirt.
Maybe I should just be myself.
Yeah. Then it changes scenes to Joey and Jesse downstairs talking to Linda, who, by the way, doesn't look as fine.
No.
She looked way better as a honeybee leader.
I would...
In the jeans. That dress did not do her...
Give me the honeybee. Don't give me the real Linda.
Hey, keep the antennas on.
Yeah. I'll take them off later.
That antennae would look good crumpled on my bedroom floor. Anyways, in comes Danny. She questions if it's Manny. Then, although she has the right. Then DJ brings Michelle in to say goodbye. He says, I know, don't stay out too late because you're going to wake me up at 3 a.m. Cute. Then he says, say goodbye to Stephanie for me. Where the hell was Stephanie?
Yeah, where's she at?
I just don't get it.
Out swindling more honey?
Yeah. She's selling to the neighbors already. Maybe that was one.
Late at night.
Anyways, now Danny and Linda start to leave. Danny and Linda start to leave, and Jesse and Joey do some weird old man goodbyes.
Yeah.
I can't.
Just go on.
Yeah. They show Michelle the treehouse, and she isn't excited by it. She slides down the slide. they make her slide down the slide. And then she grabs Benny the dish rag and walks off, and Jesse's all crushed, and that's the end of the episode. This is the stupidest ending. I don't know.
The worst episode.
Oh, I didn't care for it. Other than Linda at the beginning.
Yeah.
It went quickly downhill.
Linda saved him at the end, at the beginning. Yeah. At the beginning there.
Yeah. All right, so what's on the mind of Alex in this one? What do we got?
Honestly, not much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think I talked about that honey. I mean, they did good selling it. Honey is a hard seller. I mean,
you do honey sticks too at your stand.
So it's like I said. I wonder, like, if it's just straight honey, like, or they should have like done more with this honey business than just a fucking jar of honey.
Yeah,
but
like we said, everyone has honey, but do you really use? I mean, you don't use
it that
tea.
Much.
You use honey and tea.
I guess on bagels now.
Yeah, bagels. That's
Megan uses honey in recipes, but I mean it's like a scoop here, scoop there.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need a jar of it. You need like a.
I mean, I guess people use it for allergies and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Honey's honey. I don't know.
That's it. I don't have much.
They were reaching for something to match the honeybee thing. All right, so Full House trivia. Also, not a whole lot on this, but it's funny. So when Jesse gets stuck in the playhouse, there's a hole in the bottom because he picks it up and he's able to walk and stuff. He could have literally lifted it over his head, or had Joey lift it up over his head
and been out.
Problem solved. Just silly. They should have had him get stuck a little bit better or something. I don't know.
It was stupid.
Yeah. Anyways, timeline update. So Uncle Jesse said it's been a year since Pam died.
Right.
He said that earlier in the episode. When the show started, first episode, when Danny's mom is leaving, he says it's been 2 months.
Okay.
Since Pam died. Now, so the show started, it was 2 months.
So
during Sea Cruise, they mention 5 months.
Okay. All right.
Since Pam died. So between the first episode and this one is about 10 months.
Okay.
Is what we're going with.
So it hasn't really been a year yet.
Right. So.
Well, no. It hasn't.
Well.
Yeah. It's 12 months.
Well, 12 months. I mean, if we're going by that.
Yeah.
But this is February. The first episode was September something.
Right.
So that's not a year.
You're right.
So, anyways.
We're stretching the boundaries.
Right. That's the timeline, but I'm updating it because if they say something soon, I want to know that we've agreed. This is a year right now.
A year right now.
Danny's first date is a year since Pam died.
Okay.
Give or take a couple like a month.
Fine.
You know, maybe it's 11 months and Jesse was over exaggerating. But anyways, that's all I got.
You can't say 11 months.
Right.
Say a year.
Yeah. You round up or whatever. Round to the nearest whatever. But anyways. The next episode of Full House is just one of the guys.
Oh, gosh.
Just one of the guys. So,
what does that even mean?
We'll see. We'll see who
one
of the guys is. All right, on to this week's segment of Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
We are featuring the actress who plays Laura.
Okay.
Because...
Yeah, where is she?
Yeah.
What's she up to?
Because she went on the first date with Steve, the big date with Urkel. I'm going with her. So her name is, oh gosh, I can't. Kelly Williams. Kelly Williams.
Kelly Williams.
So if I'm being real here, she hasn't been up to much.
No.
Yeah, so
just living life.
Yeah. So it appears she had a super bit role in a 2005 movie.
Okay.
Called In the Mix, which starred Usher.
Oh. Okay.
And also Kevin Hart was in it, but he wasn't like a big deal then.
2005, so she took some time away.
Well, this was, so 2005, that was that movie. She was in a comedy musical called Steppin', which also had Carl in it.
Oh.
And Eddie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I've never heard of it until I saw that, but I don't know. Steppin'.
You Mr. Musical.
I know. I need to be watching that. I should be up on that. So those were like the movies she was in. the quote unquote movies. I don't know. As for the small screen, as they call it, TV shows.
Okay.
She had a couple episode appearances on Moesha
Okay. I remember that show.
and a show called The Parkers.
No.
I don't know that one either. She was a main role on a show called What About Joan
Okay.
in 2000. So that was close after
Right after,
Family
yeah.
Matters ended. It was it starred Joan Cusack,
Okay.
and it only lasted 2 seasons, only about 25 episodes, but she was one of the main
Interesting.
people. And then for her personal life, she married a man by the name of Hannibal Jackson. Hannibal, yes.
Okay.
She married him in 2009,
Okay.
and they have 2 children. In 2007, she created the Kelly Williams Program, which is a program that will provide Washington, D.C. students between the ages of 14 and 20 an opportunity to produce a television show to air on Comcast cable local on demand.
Okay.
So
It's a lot to
she's-
take in.
I know. So she's doing her part for the local.
Well, good for her. I
yeah.
mean, I guess she's been dabbling a little bit.
Right.
but,
It sounds like she's not doing anything on camera
Right.
anymore, and now probably using some of her earnings / fame to
Right.
help
Oh, good.
help teens,
Yeah.
local teens.
She's never gotten in any trouble, it sounds like, when
No.
she was a kid.
But that's it.
Oh, good.
So with that, I think I'm hearing some lullabies.
Everybody close your blinds. Don't want that sunshine to wake you up too early in the morning. Because we're about to do a bedtime story. Hello.
Is that a wolf?
Ooh, ooh.
That's an owl. Well, there was
the one was
it was a
coyote.
wolf. It was a wolf
Oh.
into an owl.
Okay.
Oh, wait, how does it? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyways, so this bedtime story is gonna, since we're talking about dating so much.
Yeah, today was the day of dates.
Dates. So met my wife. This wasn't really a date, but
Okay.
it wasn't a date. You know, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like Danny here.
Right.
So first time I met my wife was we were hanging out at a friend's house. Another friend and Megan's friend were dating.
This is
So-
when you were high school, right?
High school, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. So I was like, well, I'm over here anyways. I see Megan walk in. My God, she's pretty hot.
And it was
Yeah, I was like,
beautiful,
beautiful love.
beautiful music chimed, and
Yeah, all this. I'm like, she's hot, you know.
yeah, right.
And I'm like, oh, how do I impress this chick, you know? Hot chick walking in. I'm like, well, shit. My buddy had a rake, so I ended up chasing my now wife around with a rake.
That's how you decided to impress her.
Impress her. That's how we met. So, you know, we went on, we were kind of dating, talking and stuff
right,
like that.
right.
I would imagine we were dating.
Probably
So
IMing.
I mean, yeah, instant messaging all the time.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And so we ended up going to prom. And I already had a prom date. She already had a prom date.
Oh right, right.
So my prom date knew I was with Megan. And my prom date was like, we got to prom. She's like, well, you're already dating Megan. See you later. So I'm like, oh shit. Well, I've left that prom by myself now. You know, I'm like, oh, okay. I look over, I'm like, oh, maybe Megan's like such a nice person. She's like, well, I'm not going to leave. I can't really leave my date. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
All alone.
So now I'm all alone at prom. I'm like, shit.
Your
What the
date
hell?
didn't even hang out with you just as a mercy date.
No. She hung out with her friends or some other dude. So I was left by
Stranded.
myself. All alone. I don't even know what the hell I did.
Right.
Yeah. Probably just fucked around.
Right. Probably just hung out
Yeah.
with buddies.
Buddies, that's about it. Megan did end up honestly, I feel like Megan ended up leaving her date, and then we started hanging out later on after
Oh,
prom stuff.
Okay.
And I think her date and my date ended up hanging out. I could be just making this all up. I can't really remember.
You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
You could have made it a good story.
But it was kind of funny, though. So yeah.
You should have said that your date and her date ended up getting married, and it would have been perfect. No one would have known.
That did not happen.
All right. So on that same topic.
Yeah.
So I met my wife my now wife at work.
Right.
We worked together, and I was Mr. Charismatic at work. Everyone knew me. I was loud and crazy, and I always talked about how hot I was. Just randomly, I would say like, I'm just good looking. Everybody, hey, everybody, come and see how good I look. I'd do stuff like that, and
speaking to the choir.
So I would always do that, and so a new class of people were coming to be trained at work.
Yeah.
And my now wife, Kelsey, was part of that. And so the person who was hiring people comes over to me and says, "Hi, Kelsey, this is Kenny. Or Kenny, this is Kelsey. She's new here." And then she said, "Kelsey, this is Kenny. He's really full of himself." And that's literally the first thing that was said between me and my wife was that I'm full of myself. And then,
how we ever got married,
who knows? That's still a mystery today.
So as you tuck yourself in and close your eyes, think about these things. You don't have to be the best gentleman in the world to get a girl.
As we see with Uncle Jesse.
as we see, he's the man.
Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you for tuning in to another episode of TGIF Renegades. We are thankful you gave us another listen. Please join us every Friday for a new episode of our show. And like we said earlier, if you feel like, especially this episode of Family Matters, find it on Hulu. 16 minutes in is comedy gold.
Thank God you gave me your password today. Thank you.
And Full House, maybe they'll step up their game, but
we'll get there.
But more or less, right now, tune into Family Matters. It's solid.
Solid right now.
Full House is getting there. We'll see. But they're all episodes are available on Hulu. Also, if you want to keep up with us on social media, we are on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find us on TGIFrenegades.com to check out more about
check that
us.
social media.
Yep. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Let's not go that far.
Right. Just listen.
Just
to
like,
us.
yeah. But like we always say,
Thank
God,
it's
Friday.
Hello.
Oh. Ah!
Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.